Okay, so hello everyone over on YouTube.
Hello.
I I didn't believe someone when they told me America has secret underground cheese bunkers or had several cheese
What?
bunkers. Y-
Cheese bunkers.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like when I guess when Canada has its secret reserves of maple syrup?
Yeah.
That is a thing. I don't know why Canada has reserves of maple syrup. That sounds like the most Canadian thing in the world ever. But, yeah. That's a thing. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. But, why the hell does America have cheeseburger? Maple syrup is a value by weight as gold. Wait, what? When maple syrup is about as valuable by weight as gold? I
I mean, they
refuse to
call
believe.
maple syrup liquid gold, I think, over there.
That's what I thought
Don't they?
gas was called. Or gasoline.
I mean, yeah,
You
that
Canadians
too.
are strange. You are a strange and evil people that I must deal with by poking you all with sticks. With this very long stick. Anyway. This crude oil is usually called liquid gold. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Crude oil?
Yeah. You know, the oil that you just immediately pull out
Oh,
of the
okay.
ground.
Yeah.
Hey, I am from India. I never said that you were Canadian, killer. Anyway.
Nobody said anybody here was Canadian.
Well, I know Link Bros over there is Canadian. He said it before.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to head into this. I'm curious, because while I like cheese, not enough to make bunkers for them.
It has almost nothing to do with the U.S. military, but it's so ridiculous I can't not talk about it.
Okay, why do we have cheese
I'd like to talk
bunkers?
about America's strategic cheese reserve. Yeah, if you didn't
What?
know, the United States currently has over 500 underground cave warehouses spanning across 35 different states, the largest of which is underneath Springfield, Missouri, where America, as of August 2022, currently hoards 1.5 billion pounds of cheese. And just for the record, I realize I'm uploading this video very close to April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's joke. I am 100% serious. El Dorado is real, and Uncle Sam made it out of cheese.
What the hell?
El Dorado's real, and he made it out of
And I know what
cheese.
you're thinking. Right now, you're like, wow, that's a cool little factoid. I can't wait to share that with my buddy at the bar one day. But no, this is going to infect your thoughts for the rest of your life. You're never going to see the world through the same lens ever again.
This is like opening my third eye. What's going on here?
The Walking Dead. You're going to come to the realization there'd be way more fucking cheese in the apocalypse than that. Okay?
What the hell? Okay. Yeah, it was filmed. Wait. Day of the Dead was filmed in one of these cheese caves? The original Day of the Dead movie?
Really?
Oh. Well then.
You're never going to be able to watch Mad Max again without thinking about cheese. You have to come to the terrifying realization that you live in a world where there is a greater than 0% chance that one of these underground cheese caves gets mistaken for a government facility and gets nuked in World War III, and we're going to have to deal with a radioactive tsunami wave of nacho cheese. And this is real life. So I asked myself one question. How on earth did America get to this point? Because it didn't happen overnight. And what I found was the craziest real-world example of a butterfly effect that I have ever seen. And believe it or not, it all actually ties back in with last week's video of the ice cream ships of World War II. If you missed that, the super abbreviated version, basically the U.S. government banned alcohol during Prohibition in the 1920s. Because of that, all the bars in America turned themselves into ice cream parlors to stay in business. Ice cream stepped up to fill the social void left by alcohol. If so facto, there was like 2 generations of Americans that treated ice cream like it was alcohol, socially speaking. As I'm sure you can imagine, this would drive up dairy consumption. Combine that with the fact that the 30s and 40s
it would increase dairy consumption.
Would become readily accessible.
Yeah.
Meant that for the first time in human history, there was such a demand for dairy products that farmers could exclusively become dairy farmers, meaning that this would be the birth of the entire dairy industry. And honestly, it worked out great. right up until it didn't in 1949. 1949, 4 years after World War II, the American military is downsized. There's not an entire horde of young men eating 10,000 calories a day, and America's not exporting anywhere near as much food to other countries for war relief, meant that there was a decrease in dairy consumption or a dip in the dairy market. As this became a bigger and bigger problem, the government had to step in because they weren't about to let the entire dairy industry implode.
Of course.
I mean, let's face it, that would be utter catastrophe. So the USDA...
God damn it.
Yeah.
I should have seen that one coming. I should have seen that one coming, but I didn't. God damn it.
Stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We're going to buy all the excess milk. Okay, pause. Thought experiment.
Okay.
You're a dairy farmer. You make all of your money by selling milk. And then suddenly, a couple years back, motherfuckers quit drinking milk, a.k.a. you made less money. Now the government has come out of left field and said, hey, we're going to buy all of the milk. What do? You make more fucking milk. And that's exactly what happened. So just to be clear, there was already too much milk. Now there's definitely gonna be too much milk. So naturally, all the milk starts flowing in. The government has absolutely no idea what to do with it, so they turn it into cheese. That way it doesn't expire.
That way you preserve it.
Now what do you do with all the cheese? They have no clue, so they just throw it underneath a mountain, ignore it, and hope the problem goes away.
Wow.
It doesn't go away because every single presidential administration through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, they all continue to buy up excess milk to prop up the dairy industry, turn it into cheese, and stash it away in these caves.
Oh my God.
It turns into a giant political game of kick the can down the road because nobody wants to be the president that crashes the global economy by not buying enough milk.
Oh my God.
Cheese, which, understandable, I don't want to be that guy either. Then,
so if the apocalypse,
Ronald Reagan,
if the apocalypse happened, we'd have enough cheese to feed just about most Americans for a bit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
AKA the small government guy gets elected, finds out that the U.S. government is sitting on top of 500 million pounds of cheese and spending $1 million a day to refrigerate and store it, and he looks at this whole issue like a beaver looks at running water. Absolutely fucking not. We can't have it. So his administration goes about figuring out the cheapest way to solve this cheese problem. Obviously, we're going to throw it all in the ocean. However, having at least the foresight to understand that that would cause political backlash, he wanted to see how the public would receive it. So someone from his administration shows up to a White House press conference.
God damn it, Reagan.
5-pound block of moldy cheese. And like, hey, we got 500 million pounds of this shit. How would you guys feel if we threw it in the ocean? It'll be fun. We'll save money on cheese. We're going to find out if blue whales are lactose intolerant. It's going to be a great science experiment. The public did not go for it.
Of course not.
Like, hey, I've paid taxes for the last 40 years. You've turned those taxes into cheese. I would at least like the cheese. So the Reagan administration took
just give out the cheese.
55-gallon drums of cheese, cut it up into 5-pound blocks, packaged it, and spent the remainder of his administration funneling 300 million pounds of cheese into impoverished and elderly homes. And this is where we get the
not the worst idea.
Government cheese from.
You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
I remember that one.
I don't, but it's
living in a van down by the river.
I didn't know that's where the saying government cheese came from.
I didn't know that either, honestly.
Too many strange at times. I don't even understand it at times. We have government cheese.
Continue to give out government cheese until the 1990s when they seemingly ran out because as of today, all 1.5 billion pounds of underground secret cheese in America is privately owned by corporations like Kraft and Velveeta. And this is the part where I wanted to end the video on a happy note of the government made a mistake, they fixed a mistake over 50 years, happy ending. Hooray. However, it didn't really make sense because something happened in the 1990s where the government was able to stop buying the excess milk. What happened? And that's when it hit me. It was absolutely the Got Milk ad campaign. The iconic ad campaign of
those really
time.
got people to start drinking milk again.
In every school in America had a bunch of posters of famous athletes.
Yeah, they put a lot of I remember this exactly. The government put a lot of money into advertising milk again. You know those, like, a lot of those, like, expertly made got milk ads. So, yeah.
Got milk, drink your milk. I vividly remember commercials as a child telling me that if I didn't drink enough milk, my arms would literally fall off my body.
Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Look at him.
Yeah.
No, that's not good.
Surely this is what inspired an entire generation of Americans to eat and drink more dairy products, right? I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now as an adult, doesn't it seem just a little bit weird that it wasn't a particular company putting on all these ads? Like,
It was
if there
the U.S.
wasn't one
government,
company
'cause
profiting
they
from
wanted
selling all this
to-
milk, where was all the money coming from? I mean, it almost seems
Tinfoil
like the government
hat
launched a giant
fight, literally.
psychological operation. I mean, ad campaign, just so that they could offload milk so they wouldn't have to keep contributing to their mountain of cheese. Well, I'm going to take this off now because that's legit exactly what happened. In 1995, the U.S. government created a nonprofit organization known as Dairy Management Incorporated, and their entire job was to get the American people to eat and drink more dairy products. Literally a cabal of individuals plotting behind the scenes to get people to eat more cheese.
I mean, it's not the most
conspiracy of all time.
It's not the
And
most
I'm not even
diabolical
kidding.
thing, really.
Anything that has ever been sold or marketed that involved way too much cheese on it, this company is behind. Okay, they're the reason that Taco Bell
Why not
started
sell
selling
it?
steak case.
Because that would be because you can buy cheese anywhere. Like I said, there's an excess of cheese and milk. You have to convince people that they need it or want it. Really.
True.
There was just so much.
Ideas. They were behind the Got Milk ad campaign. In 2002, when Pizza Hut had the Summer of Cheese event where they put way too much cheese on all their pizzas, this
Really?
was behind it. In 2010, when Domino's almost went out of business, they gave Domino's $12 million to stay in business and then gave them a bunch of cheese so that they could put extra cheese on all of their pizzas.
Wow!
And that was their entire proposition for staying in business. Hey, our pizzas have more cheese on them now, so they're good. It is absolutely insane.
Yes,
So
it is.
I found the world's cheesiest conspiracy, but then I found leaked internal documents from DMI. And they are the funniest fucking thing I have ever read in my entire
I didn't
life.
see this.
To go ahead and read one for you now. It's a letter from Pizza Hut to DMI regarding a meeting they recently had, July 6, 1999. Dear Greta, we wanted to express our thanks once again for a wonderful meeting last week. We appreciate your team taking the time
To other
share some
countries?
very valuable information.
Well, it's like even then, some countries produce their own milk and their own cheese, so it wouldn't probably sell that much.
Yeah.
And creativity during our brainstorming session.
my
Everyone is
God.
very excited about the presentation you gave regarding DMI's available resources and cheese industry insights. We look forward to working together to develop many cheese ideas we've discussed. We believe
Cheese
this is going to be a
ideas.
valuable partnership for both Pizza Hut and DMI. Let's sell more pizza and more cheese! Exclamation point. Thank you again for coming to Dallas. We look
Dallas?
forward to talking to you soon about our partnership opportunities. We will call you next week to discuss the next steps. Sincerely, Derek, Lord of the Cheese, and Liskrin, Lady of the Cheese.
Hell?
What the hell?
Even they know that this is a fucking joke. Why is
Yeah.
it such a joke? Well, because Dairy Management Incorporated, while it is a non-profit, they don't actually have to raise money for themselves like most non-profits do, because
Yeah,
they're
they
also
just gotta
a
sell the
government
cheese.
checkoff program, which means every dairy farmer in America is legally required, whether they want to or not, to send this company money so that they can advertise on their behalf. And
That
their
makes
annual
sense.
budget is like $140 million a year, with their CEO and top-level executives all making right around $1 million.
God
per year.
damn.
Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you there is a group of people in America getting paid $1 million to convince Americans that cheese is awesome. Okay, that's like trying to fucking explain to Stevie Wonder what nothing looks like and getting paid $1 million for it. He already fucking knows that, okay? It makes no goddamn sense. Cheese is so fucking good that it is the one thing on earth that if you are allergic to it, we're not going to say you have a cheese allergy.
Yeah.
No, you're lactose intolerant. We're not going to say you're allergic because we all know
Yeah.
you're going to eat that shit anyways because the consequences are worth it. Am I upset right now? A little bit. Is it because I'm jealous? Uh-huh. It's basically selling ass.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Listen, I would love the job to just sell cheese to people. Like, I love cheese. I've always eaten cheese ever since I was little. I used cheese.
Yeah.
I ate cheese with broccoli. Yeah.
Candles to dogs and getting paid $1 million for it. It is the most ridiculously easy job on the planet, and I'm so mad that it's not mine. Anyway, I guess if you made it this far in the Unhinged TED Talk, in conclusion,
Yeah.
the U.S. government banned alcohol in the 1920s. It set forth a ripple effect through time, and now some dude in 2023 has my dream job of making $1 million a year to convince people of some shit they already knew. And the US has 1.5 billion pounds of cheese hidden in an underground cave network. Fucking the more you know, I guess. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang. Out. I'm gonna go eat some fucking cheese.
I'm gonna go eat some fucking cheese. So, does anyone else feel like eating cheese now?
Yes.
Well, that was the cheesiest episode we watched today. Cheese, 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 cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese,
I love cheese.
Yeah. Anyway. I guess go eat some American cheese, everyone? We'll see you all later. Have a good day. Maybe, like, comment, subscribe if you want us to keep doing this stuff. If we somehow become a big reactor where we can talk about big things and, you know, I'm going to use that money to make more projects and maybe, eventually, be able to not work at the job I have and go back to my old job where I got paid less, but I could still work and, you know, suppose. We could talk about the big cheese.
The big cheese.
We talked about. I just realized. I remember that they used to call CEOs the big cheese or the boss.
Yeah.
Oh my
Makes
god.
sense.
We could talk about big cheese, or you talk. Reminds me of the meme where a girl got gifted a 20-pound wheel of cheese by a young farmer she was dating. I mean, if you got gifted cheese, would you really say no to it if someone asked you to date them if they gave you cheese? Just a food for thought.
I would not think. Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
Anyway, thank you all so much, and we'll see you later. Bye bye. Have a very cheese-filled day.